Back in right now, and I'm going to apologize. Technical difficulties. We didn't lose any video. We're just going to have to double the video. Um, I lost Coop right after the Rusev conversation. Not even hearing what the second match was. My internet provider, Ritter, you stink. I'm trying to do a show here. What's going on with that? I lost internet last night and I lose it again today. Luckily, I can hotspot my phone, and that's what we're doing. So thank you, T-Mobile and Samsung. Just so you know, Coop, I'm showing my wonderful Samsung S6 Edge. Um,
You don't have the S7, do you?
nope,
Everything blows up.
nope. Oh, really? Cool. That'd be awesome to show live. But then we'd lose it. So my video stopped when it stopped talking to you, and I don't know why. But hey, maybe it just wanted to make sure you were still in the conversation.
Yeah, yeah, that must be it.
So we're on to match number 2, right?
Match number two, I'm surprised that they're doing it this early, but it worked for SmackDown, so I guess Raw's kind of stealing it. Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Um, Roman kind of stepped up, and after Survivor Series, Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho called him out, said, "You are the reason we lost." So
He's a
Roman
he's
and
the reason they were still in it. But hey, you know,
yeah, yeah, Roman and Seth Rollins kind of have been working collectively
mini Shield.
there. Yep, nice little mini Shield reunion going on. They're working very well together, driving a stake between Jericho and KO.
Here's the thing. While you're talking about that, I don't think there's 3 guys that worked together better, and this includes Triple H and Shawn Michaels, than these Shield guys. They're great in the ring against each other, but when you put them back together, that's like putting you and me together in a ring. Like, it's just,
Yeah,
they know what each one's going to do, and they don't care who gets the pin. They just want the win. I mean, and that's what the Shield was all about, and that's why I was kind of excited to see it come back. And when you're done talking about this match, I got something funny I want to tell you that I saw the other day that you'll be interested to know about.
okay. Um, so Roman Reigns kind of stepped in and said, "I want a shot at that Universal title." Kevin Owens uh,
Pretty
said
much,
no.
you're nothing without Jericho is what he told him.
Yeah, yeah. And Mick Foley said, "Well, if you can beat him, it'll happen." So he went out there and beat him. So now he's got this match. I don't see Roman taking it from Kevin Owens just yet. I think that it's gonna
I think
they're gonna stick
Jericho will
around. Yeah,
still. No, because Jericho seems mad enough where he may not interfere, but that could just be a ploy.
yeah, yeah. Well, and Jericho is gonna have his hands tied in the following match with Seth Rollins. So you've got both sides of both teams going up individually against the others. Um, Whether or not Jericho interferes, I still see Kevin Owens retaining the title
It
against
won't be, but
Reigns.
he won't pin. He will not pin Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I could see something happening. He,
disqualification, count out.
yep, yep, where he takes the champion, takes advantage of the champion's advantage, and just walks away.
Okay.
He's ball kicked, so he just walks away. Or the match spills out into the outside, and Roman spears him on the ramp, and
Double count out or something. Here's the other
yep,
thing. Jericho may come out to get in Kevin Owens' face or just to be there, and it may make Roman mad, and Roman may change his attention for a minute, long enough to get that pop-up power bomb,
yeah,
and then he may get pinned. So without interference, or
yeah, I
maybe
don't see it being a clean finish.
right. It won't be a straight up I beat you ha ha ha. So
Yeah, yeah, but I do see them trying to change this rivalry towards the Owens versus Roman as opposed to the Owens versus Rollins that it has been because Seth has called out Triple H.
which means at some point if Roman wins the Universal, that US title may go away, and there's your opportunity to give something to Seth or
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. There you go. He's probably deserving. Here's what
Yeah,
I saw. It was a Twitter photo, and it was posted. I don't remember. Maybe Jericho. I don't remember who posted it, but it showed the full club with AJ Styles there, standing all the way off to the left. In the middle, it had the New Day. And off to the right, it had all three members of the Shield. And it had Seth Rollins pointing, and you know he was saying something. I see the three factions building somehow. There's going to have to be a trade. Maybe you're going to move the I would say you probably take the tag team guys and move them over to SmackDown to put them with AJ and send Dean to Raw, and you could actually put these factions back together.
Yeah, yeah, and then instead of just being a gleaming moment at one of the big four pay-per-views, your Survivor Series, Rumble, WrestleMania, and SummerSlam.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was posted after Tuesday night, after SmackDown Live. That Twitter thing was posted, so they were all there together talking. I just
It was Wednesday when they did the show for the troops.
Okay, all right, good, excellent. So
And it was actually all three members were there of all
yeah,
three factions.
yeah, and that's what I got a kick out of. Um, so I agree with you. I think Roman, one way or another, won't walk away with the title. Let's leave it that way.
Yeah. The next match is another one that's kind of breaking ground for the women. Hasn't happened before. It is a 30-minute Iron Man match.
Isn't that an Iron Woman match?
Yeah, yeah, Iron Person match.
Iron Person. Oh, we got to be politically correct here.
Yes, I've seen Charlotte Adams have them. Iron Person match.
Wow. So you think that's Ric Flair's son,
Yeah, yeah,
Charles?
right, right. You got a Bruce Jenner situation going on.
Okay.
But yeah, 30-minute Iron Man, Iron Person, Iron Lady match.
Iron match.
Iron Maiden match. There we go.
Did the whole Bill and Ted thing.
Wild Stallions.
Yes.
For the Raw Women's Championship for the last time. So whoever walks away from this is going to walk away.
That's the one. That's the match. I knew there was a match that was like, this is it, we're done with it. So what about the whole Charlotte still being a biatch to her dad? I mean,
That's going to come. I think that's going to come into play here. I think in the waning moments of this match, one of the two of them is going to be ahead, or not ahead. It's going to be tied. One of the two of them is going to have the other one in their grasp, and Nate is going to make an appearance and distract somebody.
and it could be as far as this whole thing has played out for Charlotte. That's where you were going to go?
Yeah, you've got the dirtiest player in the game and the second dirtiest player in the game, his daughter. The whole thing could have been a long, drawn out, job to get under Charlotte or to get under Sasha's skin, to get her trusting him, and now here we are, where she's getting her last shot, and they finally have it. She agreed this will be her last shot.
And how do you keep the belt? You bring out the Nature Boy, and of course, Sasha's going to be like, he's out here to support me, and he's going to do something crazy, pull her foot from the something, and she's going to lose the match.
Yep.
I can see it.
Yep, and I do like that they're saying this is her last, or this is the end of this rivalry, because now the Bayley versus Alicia Fox, the Nia Jax crushing whoever gets in her way, those matches start to mean something because now there's going to be a new number one.
But do you see Nia Jax going against Charlotte? Because that's if you're talking mass for mass, the only person that should be in that ring against Nia Jax is Charlotte.
Yeah, that's got to, if they're gonna give Nia Jax a shot, that's who it has to be. It has to be Charlotte. They
But now they're both heels. What do you do there?
Yeah. You can spin one of them, and they're kind of they're not a faction, but they get along. They're on the same. They're like you said, they're both heels.
Well, that's like Dana Brooke, though. Dana Brooke could give Charlotte a run for her money, but again, she's part of her friend faction, so.
I could see that one can snap easily.
Oh yeah.
Just says I've had enough of your bullcrap.
Exactly. I'm surprised she hasn't yet.
Yeah, but you are gonna find, like, now all of these other women who are there are gonna matter. saying there's going to be the big unveiling of Emelina. So it's not just going to be the softcore stuff that they put, the pictures that they put on there. She's actually going to get into the ring again, I guess.
Who's that?
Because Paige is almost recovered from her injury.
Who's the one they're gonna have actually wrestle?
Emma.
Oh, I'm not but I'm not impressed with Emma. She's another.
No.
She's another. Who's the girl that's got the Raw belt right now?
Alexa Bliss.
I'm not impressed with her. She's not very good in the ring. She's tiny. I just don't understand why they went that route with her.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed with her. You know, they really need to figure out some wrestling divas and get rid of the whole. Like Nikki Bella can wrestle.
Yep.
Um,
As can Natalia.
as can Natalia. Natalia's probably the best all-around wrestler of them all, but they don't utilize her. Excuse me.
I would almost say put all the women on one show, put all the cruiserweights on the other show. Then you have enough talent on one show or the other show where you can have real long, drawn out storylines with multiple people where it doesn't seem like, well, like on the women's, I don't know why it's not Natalia and Nikki Bella competing for the belt. It's obviously they want to give other people a shot, and Becky Lynch isn't bad in the ring.
Becky's a good wrestler. She's really good in the ring. Her mic skills need work.
Yeah. But
Who's the...
those three, it's like, there's Carmella, like,
No, she's... I don't even know why Carmella's there, except for to flaunt women, because she can dance and all, and she's pretty, but boy, she talks, and it's just like, oh, man, just shut up. Like, you screechy, whiny...
She came into NXT with Enzo and Cass.
Right, but
So,
she just
that's
made...
where she belongs, though. She's a Staten Island princess, the persona. She belongs with Enzo and Cass, because with Enzo and Cass, it fits and it's funny. When she's by herself, she's just that, you know?
Now, Paige is a good wrestler. Again, Paige is another one who's a really good wrestler.
Yeah, she's been battling injuries, and I know she had a talent wellness suspension.
Who's the NXT Women's Champ? What's her name?
I'm not even sure at this point.
She beat Mickey James to keep the belt. They need to bring her up. She's a
The Japanese girl?
yeah.
The Asuke or something like
Yep,
that?
Asuka. She needs to come up because she could challenge any of them girls. She's like a very good wrestler.
Yeah.
What's the next match we got on slate? Oh, so who's gonna win? You see Charlotte keeping the belt or winning the belt? Okay.
I think she's going to take that one, and it's going to, Nate is going to have something to do with it. Next up, we got the triple threat for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Rich Swann, who currently has the belt, versus TJ Perkins, who initially had the belt, versus the Brian Kendrick. I don't know on this one. I don't really have much of an opinion here.
It's still all new.
Yeah. But Brian Kendrick is probably the best all around.
But I think he's playing a Jericho role in the cruiserweights. They said, we're going to sign you on for a buttload of money. We'll give you a title, but you need to get these guys up to speed so that they can put on a good show.
Yeah, I agree. They gave him a belt for a little bit. They're keeping him in the forefront so he doesn't have to face like these weird British and Irish guys.
Here's what's going on with that, though. He's got this big time. He was the mentor of TJ Perkins. So Perkins is still pissed at him using the mentor thing and beating him for the belt. So I think you're going to see these two going head to head, and Swann's just going to take the opportunity to pin whichever one beats the other one down first. And I don't mean that Swann's not a great wrestler, because I watched him win that belt, and he's really good. But I think he's smart, too, and he's going to kind of get involved, but let these two just, wear each other out, and then he's going to end up pinning. And he'll probably end up pinning Kendricks, because it's two faces and a heel.
Yeah, I can see Kendrick doing something cheap to hit Perkins with the sliced bread number 2, and then as he comes up from that to go for the pin, that's when Swann hits him with his big roundhouse buzzsaw kick.
On to the next.
The next match, it's a singles match with a 10-minute time limit. It is the first time they put a time limit on a match and made it public. Obviously, a lot of the matches have a limit.
Right.
You don't know about it. Mick Foley has said that he will only let Sami Zayn get into the ring with a grizzly bear for 10 minutes. Braun Strowman.
Is this a straight up match, or are they allowed to use weapons?
It says that it's a singles match with a 10-minute time limit. It doesn't say anything about it.
So it's probably a regular match, so Sammy can't help himself with a chair, because that would probably make it worse if Braun Strowman got a chair.
Yeah. I don't think Braun Strowman needs a chair.
I don't think Braun Strowman knows what a chair is.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit him with it, he's going to look at you like, huh?
Yeah. The WWE does a pretty good job these days of trying to make it believable that what's happening could happen. It's not like back in the day when Rey Mysterio had this long-running rivalry with the Big Show.
Yeah, like, come on, Big Show's arm is bigger than Mysterio.
Yeah, you're watching Mysterio do like a Hurricane Rama on the Big Show, and you're like, no. No, all that would happen is Rey Mysterio would jump, wrap his legs around the Big Show's head, go to flip him, and then he'd just fall off.
Now, maybe Mysterio had really bad gas, and so, it made Big Show loopy, wrap them legs around, rip one, and then there you go.
Yeah, you have a bad burrito right before the match.
And then Big Show would sit on him and be like, no, this is how you do that.
All joking aside, to keep it realistic, Sami Zayn is going to get destroyed. I can see him getting destroyed for the full 10 minutes, and Mick Foley coming down to ringside and putting a stop.
I can see him getting destroyed for 10 minutes, and then when the bell rings and Strowman doesn't stop, Mark Henry, Big Show, one of the bigger guys comes out to confront him.
Okay.
This could be setting up his actual give me somebody that can match me.
Yeah, I can see that. I also see maybe Sami Zayn somehow, someway is still on his feet 10 minutes in. Maybe he pulls off a haluva kick or two, and not enough to keep Strowman down, not enough to pin him, but it's at 10 minutes, he's still on his feet. Foley comes down, puts a stop to the match. And then I could see, maybe not for Eva Marie, but then I could see Sammy demanding that trade. And now you've got somebody else who can challenge The Miz for his Intercontinental belt over there.
That would work too, yeah, because Ziggler's not allowed to. But Ziggler's getting a title shot, and we'll talk about that in a minute, because I think that's a great in-ring matchup. They have great styles together. But we'll get to SmackDown in a minute.
And then we've got our main event tonight, the New Day against
New Day Rocks. Sorry, I did it.
Cesaro and Sheamus going up against your WWE Tag Team Champions, and yes, the hips are swiveling.
I did it too, right on camera. I was sitting down, but I was doing it.
That's all we asked, that it actually happened.
And you know what's going to happen, right? Because they've already made the record. They've already had the longest. They're going to do the same thing they did with Nikki Bella. And I think the team that deserves the tag belts is going to win it.
Yep. They beat out in a fatal four-way tag team match. They beat Gallows and Anderson, the Shining Stars, and the Golden Truth on Wednesday night at the show for the troops to get this job. And I think they're going to take full advantage of it.
The Shining Stars. Do they really? Should they even have been in that?
I don't know. They shouldn't have been anywhere near any of it.
They should be. They should have to pay to get in, I think.
Yeah. I mean, they were there because Cass already has a match. So
I know, but do you remember the Luchadores? The Matadors. That's what they were. The Matadors.
Yep.
I mean, come on. How many times you can give these guys a chance to come in and try and be a tag team? They're just...
And this is an even worse persona than
At
medically.
least they had the little Torito running around helping him out, you know? And we never figured out who that was. You can look it up
Yeah.
online and won't tell you.
Oh wow. But yeah, so that's the main event tonight is that tag team thing, and
And I'm rooting
I
for
think that
Sheamus and Cesaro. They're working together. They're getting along. And then they need to come up with a catchy name.
yeah,
Sh-
yeah,
sh- Sheamus?
Shamaro,
Shamaro.
Shamaro, I like it. So yeah, that's the card. I think that's the only belt. Or no, I guess the women's belt will change hands. I think the tag belt will change hands, but Kevin Owens will hold on to his.
Now, a little just quick SmackDown. We've been on wrestling for quite a bit here, which I know a lot of people down here that watch the show like the wrestling part. SmackDown's been very interesting. They've been getting their butts handed to them by Raw. And
Yeah,
I really thought the Dean Ambrose AJ Styles thing was over months ago. It should have ended.
yeah,
I like what they're doing now. They're keeping one of Nick Nemeth, which is Dolph Ziggler, is one of the actually best wrestlers on the roster. The guy can do anything. He'll go against a 7-footer, he'll go against a 5'9er, and he'll make it look like a good match, and you'll believe it.
yeah.
And when him and Miz kept going back and forth, that got old pretty quick too. And I can't believe they let the Miz hold on to the belt. So they must have something in their mind with that. Miz is not he's a talker, but he's not an A-list wrestler. He is not one of the best wrestlers in the ring. He makes
Yep.
mistakes. And anyways, I like the route they're going with Ziggler going against AJ Styles. It sets up a lot of opportunities for different things to happen. Cena's going to be coming back soon. You know Styles is going to hold on to that belt or lose it and get it back. I don't see him losing it. Cena has not lost a straight up match to AJ Styles, but he's 0-2.
No, that's not true.
You're right. When he threw his band in the ring, he actually lost that one fair and
Yeah, he
square.
lost that one. Yeah, legit.
So, but if they're going to do the faction thing like you and I thought, I think there's going to be something involved. Eventually, the club's going to come to Raw, or SmackDown, sorry. And there's going to be something involved in there that's going to keep Cena from the belt. But I think at WrestleMania it'll culminate, and Cena will get his 16th tying Ric Flair championship before he says, "I've been part time. I've got too much going on. I think it's time for me to step back and relinquish my title."
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I know that we all know that he's going to get it because they made it so well known that he's close. That he only needs to get it one more time. And I think that they were getting ready to give it to him. That the triple threat match between AJ Dean and Cena, but they looked at his schedule coming up where they realized he's not going to be able to be a fighting champ. He's not going to be able to have a John Cena type championship. So they had to hold off on giving it to him.
And here's what you can do. I know they want Goldberg to win the Royal Rumble. But Goldberg doesn't necessarily have to win the Royal Rumble because he's going to, I think the Brock Lesnar Goldberg thing isn't done. So I think Cena comes in as the last entrance in the Royal Rumble. Like he stays on his part-time schedule and he wins it to get his shot at AJ because AJ's already said Cena doesn't get another shot. He's got to earn it. I'm the man, you know. I'm the champ that runs the camp, the face that runs the place. So Cena's going to have to make it so that he is guaranteed that shot. And the only way to do that is the Royal Rumble right now.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think there's going to be somebody else that has some sort of play. He's going to come in as not a pawn, not a bitch, as he was called by the current commissioner of SmackDown. But he's going to come in and help him out. The Undertaker has said he's coming back. I think that you could see Undertaker come back and say, I don't need another belt, but you want to tell people what they can and can't do. John Cena doesn't get another chance because the two of them have that mutual respect.
I could see that too.
So,
That's a
so
possibility.
or even if it's not Undertaker coming in and saying, Daniel Bryan will say, "Okay, AJ, you can appoint your next number one contender
If you beat the Undertaker,
yeah."
I like it.
Yep. I'm also I'm happy it didn't have its match, but it means it's going to keep running. This thing with James Ellsworth has to stop.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it was funny. It was cute when Dean was costing AJ matches against Ellsworth, but now it's been going on for a few months, and
And the Ellsworth is not going to win the belt. They're not going to give
no,
this kid the belt.
no, because if they do, they're making a mockery of themselves. They're making a mockery of. I mean, it's almost like making a mockery of him. So there's just no way that they really can give it to him.
I'm just trying to think of a way out of it. He wins it and loses it the same night. You know, there's.
Yeah, yeah. That's really all that there can be. Like, I don't know why they gave him a contract.
Here's the thing. This would be something you could do that would make it interesting and unprecedented. He wins it cheaply, wins the belt against AJ Styles real cheap, and Styles like, I'm still ready to wrestle. I want my rematch. I want it right now. And they give him the rematch and he wins it back. That would be a way I could see them doing it. And if I were writing it, that's what I would do. I would make it somehow a fluke pin with a sweet chin music where he just caught him off guard and laid on top of him because he's already beat down. And maybe Dean or Dolph Ziggler were there to distract AJ long enough to take the kick. But after the pin, AJ gets up and it was a close count. And, he's like, I want my rematch. I want to do it right now. I have the right to a rematch, and I want my rematch right this second. And they give it to him. I could see that happening.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. And then he gets his rematch.
And just crushes him instantly. Like, in seconds, he's done.
Yeah. Yep. And then James Ellsworth goes away.
Yep.
And then, nothing against the person or anything like that, but it's just a bad story.
It is. It really. And Ellsworth is good on the mic. I mean, I've actually noticed he can talk. I wanted to talk Mike a little bit. The best thing they could do for Braun Strowman is a guy named Paul Heyman.
Yeah. Yeah. Paul Heyman could use another monster.
I mean, he can't talk. That's the problem with Strowman. But in the ring, and he can wrestle. I mean, he can move, and he's athletic, and he's a monster. Like, we've never seen anything like this guy before. The closest thing is Rusev.
Yep.
Because,
Or Brock.
well, yeah, and I don't even see Brock doing drop kicks.
Yeah, that's true.
Rusev does drop kicks. I mean, Brock's just going to crush you. I'd like to put the three of those in a ring and just be like, in a cage, and be like, fight till y'all are unconscious.
Yeah.
I think Brock would come out winning only because of his MMA experience. I mean, but
He has actual training.
that would be cool to watch. But
Yeah.
the best thing for Braun Strowman is to get him a manager that can talk.
Yeah.
Like, Rusev has Lana, but she's garbage. Rusev doesn't talk much either. Oh, and
I don't like the thing that I really don't like about Lana is she's from California. Like, it's the worst Russian accent this side of Natasha and Boris. Like,
yeah,
like it's just let her be a California girl who's in love with a Bulgarian. There's nothing wrong with that.
they're married in real life.
Yeah, yeah.
So just let it roll. I mean, and you know that Enzo and Rusev must be really close in real life for them to do that whole skit that they just did back. And usually when you have a rivalry that goes on like this, they are. Like Owens and Sami Zayn, they're like best of friends almost, So, let's talk a little ABL before we cut this off. We've been on quite a while, but I know we missed a week, really. We missed 2 weeks, so we're 4 weeks out. But the cards are in.
Yes, they are.
I had to take my tweet off because when I took the picture of the cards, that top box, bam, my address was right there, and I'm like, oh crap! Like the wife pointed that out, and I'm like, oops. Well, let's delete that real quick because I'm just so famous and popular. People come knocking at my door. What am I gonna do? So, all right, not really, but hey, The cards are in. Draft's coming up. The week in between the Pro Bowl and the Super Bowl, so it keeps us busy.
Week of Royal Rumble.
There you go. The week of the Royal Rumble.
Maybe we'll do a post-draft pre-Rumble Super Bowl preview show.
Or maybe I'll run the recorder while we're drafting.
Hey, there you go. Facebook Live the draft.
Oh, well, they're probably going to do that there, so I'll just the buck stops here the draft.
Well, you can Facebook Live. Oh,
I can't Facebook Live off my computer, though. I got to figure out how to get my phone set up. My computer's not letting me do it for some reason. I can only do it on my phone. Does that make sense?
I've never done it, so I'm not sure.
I'll have to figure it out. But yeah, I could Facebook Live the draft from the buck stops here, and then it would be live there and live here, and we can get on Twitter and Facebook, and everybody be happy. That'd be great. Maybe that's what we'll do, and you and I can have a little talk afterwards and do the Royal Rumble show.
Do the draft recap. What we think for both of our teams, who we think the best looking overall team is coming out, and then do the Rumble show.
Well, I mean, the most unorthodox team, we can vote on that right now.
Yeah.
Because
that's gonna be the Sharks.
the Sharks are back, baby!
It ain't fun if you can't run.
Get your catchers ready.
Um,
So with the draft coming up, and I know you, this is sarcasm, you tanked the whole season just for this pick.
just for this pick.
All right. All that aside, all the kidding aside, I know that's been a big talk in the ABL, and I just hope that that's not something anybody would really want to do, is because I hate losing. I really can't stand losing, and it was a conversation, and I know we're going to post this on Facebook, and people are going to see it, and I don't want to make fun of a situation that people thought was a concern. So, just to put a light on that, I know that it's been discussed in the ABL circle, and we're going to move on from it. I didn't mean to make fun of it because I don't want to upset anybody. That's not my goal here. My goal is to have fun. That being said, you do have the first pick in the draft. And are you still going with what you thought, or have you gone back and forth after looking at the cards on what might be a better route for you to go?
There are 3 or 4 names that have come up. I was initially sold on Trey Turner, but then at the winter meetings, the Nationals got pulled out of the draft pool, so I'm not allowed to draft Trey Turner. No loophole there, I asked. So I kind of had to go back to the drawing board. There are a few young shortstops. That's one of the biggest holes that I have. There's Almeida Diaz. I could bring back Jonathan Villar, who was with me for one of my finals runs.
That's a Buck type of player right there.
Yeah, he led the major leagues in steals last year and finally got his average up there. So he's not a bad looking card. Wilton Contreras, give me a -2 because the Buck is coming, and I'd like the Buck to stop at first base rather than being able to run as much as he wants to run.
And then you could say the Buck stops here.
Exactly. Instead of reenacting Major League
Every time we play, it happens.
Where are you going, Showtime?
About 90 feet.
But ultimately, when push comes to shove, I need that first pick to be somebody that I'm going to plug into the lineup every day for a long time. And the player that I think fits that the most is Corey Seager. Everybody can mark it in ink. I've actually...
On a warm and lonesome highway. Oh, wait, no, that's Bob Seager, sorry.
That's Bob. I've already got Kyle Seager, too.
Well, you got the Seagers.
I'm going to have Kyle. I'm going to have Corey.
Bob can sing for you before every game.
Well, the Hazard always has a Hazard mix for the players, and there's a yearly theme. So I think it's going to have to be a Bob Seager jam.
Turn the page, man.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because, you have to turn the page to get to your cards. It just fits all the way around.
Well, that, and we're turning the page from last year's cluster bump there of a season where nobody really lived up to their potential, and we're gonna go right back to the playoffs, and we're gonna go deep into the playoffs.
That brings us to pick number 2. And kind of coincidence that the first 2 picks are talking here on the Buck Stops here. And I feel you with the shortstop, man. I I see a pitcher out there I really like, but our pitchers now go once every 5 games. So it doesn't make as big of an impact. Like, if we still win a 4-man rotation, I might go pitcher now because it makes a bigger impact every 4 games and every 5 games. But there's a couple names out there that I've got my eye on, and you and I talked about them. I'm going to throw the names just to make people sweat. There's a young second baseman slash infield utility guy named Javier Baez, and he plays for the world champion Chicago Cubs. Wow. Did I get to say that?
First person in 108 years. Well, not the first person.
But
Other people.
first time I've said it in 108 years. Well, probably not, but the first time I've said it and anybody knows about. How's that?
Yeah, that works. That works.
And then there's another young man who's a shortstop slash several other position player who plays for the Cincinnati Reds, who are not world champions. Sorry. Um,
No.
and I like this guy a lot. He's an excellent buck type of player. He's very young. His name is Jose Peraza. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And he fills another hole for me as well. And he's got that good defense and on base, and he can run. That's the key, is he can run. I think Baez can run as well. He can. His jump's not as high, but his steal's a little higher. We like speed in Orlando, and I don't mean the drug. So maybe that's why we're so fast. I don't know, but just don't do any drug testing on my team because we want to play the whole season.
We're only going to test for steroids. If you're taking speed, that's on you.
Excellent, because speed kills. Oh. But I'm excited about the draft. I'm working on my cards. I'm making my lists. I'm checking them twice.
Nice.
Great time of year to do that. I always like this time of year because it's my birthday and it's Christmas and it's cards all in one. So I noticed that it is 12:13 and I'm wearing my purple rain shirt and I got the Peterson jersey sitting behind me and it's game time. So I really need to get in game uniform so the Vikings can win. But that being said, Coop, good luck in the ABL draft. We will talk before then, I'm sure, because we got another Buck Stops here. Christmas Day? No, I'm just kidding. 2 weeks from now. Playoffs are coming up. I'll do a quick show next week on playoffs. Coop, I'm going to send you an email and we can get some of your input so I can do my Facebook Live show next week. I'll probably do it Saturday, just so that I have some of your input to put on it. Anything you want to sign off with before we go?
Just like to point out, it's 5.5 minutes into the Giants-Detroit game. Eli Manning just found Sterling Shepard in the end zone. Giants are up 7-0.
You need another touchdown to make sure that sticks. Excellent, excellent. This has been the Buck Stops here with Greg Buck Dietzen and Jason Coop Capello. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate them listening. I'm going to get a new Twitter up. It'll be TBHS if it's available. The Buck Stops here. TBSH. I don't know. You know what I mean. And I'm going to get an email, and Coop and I will both have access to that in case anybody wants to contact us. It'll be simple. Coop, thank you very much. Enjoy your Giants game.
Enjoy your Vikings.
Have a great day, everybody.